Hello and welcome guys. In this video we'll start off from where we left off last time. So just a quick recap, we were working on our tree system. So when we go up here, we find a chest. We click F to open the chest, it spawns an axe, we pick up the axe, and now we want the tree to be, we want to use the axe to cut the tree or somehow remove the tree, as right now we can't get through since there is collision arm enabled, so it doesn't let us walk through. So I've worked something out that might work, and it's quite simple. So in the same chest BP that we have already been working on, just gonna close this extra program. Yeah. So in here where we've already been working, I'm gonna click on Edit Blueprints, Open Blueprint Editor, and inside here, if I show you guys in the viewport, if I was to, let's say, move this chest, you can see it moves real time as well. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna actually put the tree asset in here instead. So I'm going to go to my content browser, I'm going to find the tree that I'm using there, which is this one. I'm just going to drag and drop this tree to my default scene, and I'm going to call this tree. Okay, and now when I move the tree around, I'm going to take this on the other screen. I'm just moving around to this. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, and I'm going to move this tree so it falls exactly where we had our older tree, so about here. And I'm going to make this bigger, about this big, should do. Now if I click play, let's see if there's collision enabled, which it should do. Yeah, so we can't get through the tree. Alright, so now let's go to our blueprints inside our event graph. So where we have that the axe is set to invisible, right here we'll also add set collision enabled for the tree, and we'll do no collision. So now if we compile and if we click play, right now of course it has collision enabled. We go up. Now this is a really simple method of having the tree, so we don't have to work between blueprints. Press F, we pick up the axe, we walk down to the tree, and now since we have acquired the axe, there is no collision on our tree. So this is the really simplest method of doing this. So now once we have hit the tree and the collision has disappeared, if perhaps let's say we want our tree to despawn as well, so what we'll do for that is I'll just go to blocks collision, and this I'll call or let's see tree despawn perhaps. Yeah, so now this collision I'll take it on top of the tree, so around just around where the tree itself is, and I'm actually going to put it on just slightly further down the tree, so the box is not hit by the player when he hits the tree. I want the player to hit the tree first before he hits this box. Okay, so once we've done this, I'm gonna make it smaller, make sure it covers the tree. And the axis you want to look out is make sure it's quite large on the y-axis, so because it's a 2D game, and you want to make sure that your player can actually hit this box when he tries to walk through. Okay, so just make sure it's just behind the collision of the tree itself, and we'll click compile. We'll go to our event graph. So now after the collision has been disabled, what we'll do, actually I'll make a new one, so I'll make sure you have your 3D spawn box collision selected, and down here I'll do so own component begin overlap. So once this box is overlapped, we want to destroy actor, which would be the tree itself. Sorry, not the tree despawn, the tree itself. So we're gonna I'm just going to delete this, so it won't be destroy actor. I'm going to select my tree and right click here and then type destroy, and this would be a component, so destroy component, because this is a component of the blueprint that we're working on. Okay, so now we can compile this. I'm just going to call this destroy tree. Okay, so now if we click play, our character is up there, so it's closer to the spawn thing. Now when you walk here, there's no collision on this. Press F, we pick up the axe, we go down to our tree, and there should be no collision on the tree. And once we hit that collision box with a setup, the tree disappears and we can move on. Okay, so this is the mechanic that we've just finished. Now I'll show you guys a quick way of making a main menu. So we'll set up a main menu for our game, and then we'll move on from there to something new after that. Okay. So for my main menu, I use this website called cooltext.com. You can, I believe it's .com. It's so cooltext.com, and they you can get a lot of cool images, basically fonts for your text from there. So I'm just gonna import all the fonts that I've just made myself on the website. So all these names, which I will add as images to my main menu. So if I show you guys what these actually are, this is basically text with an alpha background, so with a transparent background, and I found this font which really goes well with my game, since my game is also kind of orange, yellow and black. So what I'm going to do for this is just going to close this, and inside here I'm going to go to right click, user interface, widget blueprint, and this I will call main menu. And then I'm just going to make another one, so user interface, widget blueprint. I'm going to call this pause menu. So I'm going to double click and open my main menu in here. And inside here will be shown this designer tab right here, where we can design the like how our main menu looks, and in the graph we can edit what it actually does. So for this, I'm gonna we have a canvas panel, which is this square right here, which essentially shows our screen, and you can choose different sizes down here to see what it will look like on different devices, and you can set those defaults on there. So for this, the first thing I'll actually bring in is, in the panel, I'll bring in a vertical box. So vertical box, just drag it on top of here, and I'll call this the main menu. And on top of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on a button. So I'm going to bring on about 3 buttons perhaps. And down here, what we can do is we can actually choose the colors and the background colors for these. So I'm going to select my canvas panel. The main menu. I'm going to make this bigger so we can see all 3 of the buttons. I'm gonna place it, so you can place this wherever you want your main menu to be. I'm just gonna place it on the left of the screen, about here. And the first button I'll call start, so the same as I have named my text. Second, so actually I'll call this B start, so I know that this is a button. Second one I'll call B underscore options. Third one I'll call B underscore load, so that's for loading game. Perhaps we can add a mechanic in there for saving and loading the game. And I'm just gonna control C and control V control C the one of the buttons, and I'm gonna control V them on the main menu. And here I'll type quit. So this is for our, also get the B, so B underscore quit. So this button will allow us to quit our game. And now, so I'm gonna add an image on top of our B start, the start button, and I'm gonna add one image on each of these. Okay, so the first image I'll call I'll just do I underscore start, and in the image, if I can so inside the image, I'm gonna find the texture, which should be our start. So start, okay, and then so for my button, actually, I'm gonna control click all my buttons, and I'm gonna change the background color to black, because that is essentially what my game looks like. So not exactly black, somewhere really close to dark black, so we can actually see the shadow that we actually have, the cool shadow that I have on my texture. And if you guys are wondering what this website looks like, it's this website. So you go to cooltext.com and you can choose one of these. For example, I chose this one, and you type your text, you create logo, and you can just download this as a PNG file. So once you've done that, the next image I'll call i_options, and just down here I'll search for, sometimes this opens, it's quite annoying, but you just have to click really carefully. Okay, options. So the next button is options, and the next button will be load. So load. Just gonna make my main menu even bigger for now. Okay. So start, options, load, and finally we'll have our quit game. Of course I need to name my load, so i_load, and last one I'll call i_quit, and here I'll choose the quit button. Quit. Okay, so now all our main menu buttons are ready. So what we will now do is we will go to our of course we want to make sure that our main menu is actually a variable so we can access it in there. And now we'll just Control C our main menu itself, click on the base, so the base canvas panel. We'll do Control V, and it will, I'm going to do Control Z, so Control C on the main menu and Control V, and it will add a new box for us, and this will be our options. Now in this game I don't think we need too many options, so the main option I'm going to do in here is a resolution menu, because really I'm not going to have any quality issues since it's just a black and orange game. But if you guys did want to add some let's say quality settings or something, you guys can actually check out my video. It's a long video on main menu, and I'll just show you guys where you guys can find it. So if you guys go to my channel on YouTube, you can find that right here. So tutorial blueprints main menu pause menu. In this I go through all the details for the main menu, and we can add our the quality settings as well. So okay, so for our this menu, what we will do is I'm gonna leave these here for now, but just so you guys know that we're gonna name these anyway. So options menu, I'll just call this options menu. Don't think this needs the underscore there. The first button I'll call so this will serve as our resolution. So the first button I'll call so now I may have to make more text for the resolution, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave these like this, but I've already shown you guys the bases. So I'm gonna leave this like this for now. So as long as you guys know what this does, it's fine. So 640. So b_640 times 480. For the second button I'll do b_1080 times 720. Sometimes I get the numbers wrong. And then b_1280 times 720, I believe. The last one will do about b_1920 times 1080. I think this is correct. And similarly, we'll name our text images as well. i_640 times 480. i_1080 times 720. Of course, you guys could at any time, if you guys are getting bored because I'm taking so long, you guys could always skip. I always try to have the timestamps in the description. Okay, so 1080. Now we've named all of these. Actually, what I'll do right now is I'll show you guys. So I'll go onto the Cool Text website, and I'll just generate the images for these as well. Okay, so I'm going to edit my one that I was already working on. And this, oh, I actually typed 1. I literally typed randomly and I typed 1. That's quite cool. Okay, so anyways, first thing we need is our resolution. So we need the text itself that just says resolution. So I'm going to create this logo. I'm going to download this. and of course it goes into my download folder where I have hundreds and thousands of things for some reason. I'm exaggerating. I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna post it where I have the rest of them. So I'm gonna paint this here, right click, rename, and I'll call this resolution. Okay, and then the next one, which would be edit. And actually you guys can also, if you guys like, you guys can also adjust the shadow, the type of shadow this you want your thing to have, or whether you want to have no shadow, medium blur. So all these settings can be quite cool as well, but I'm going to leave this on standard for this. And then now I'll just do all of those, and I'll speed up the video here so you guys don't have to watch me do all this. Okay, so once I have all of these images, I'll go to my content browser and I'll import these resolutions values. So just select them, control click and or shift click, and from first to last. And now I have them in here. So now I can go back to my my widget blueprint, and in the first one, as the names suggest, I'm gonna find my so 640. If I type that, I get that one there. And obviously I have made these smaller, as they should not be the same text as the so the font size should be smaller than the original text. And the second one is 1080, and then I have 1280, and finally we have 1920 times 1080. So naming them the same obviously helps a lot, as you guys can find it a lot easier in your thing as well. And last thing I'll actually add up down here is I'm gonna add an image. So I'm gonna drag this image on top of the options menu, and I'm gonna take this right to the top, and in my content browser I'll go to import and I'll find the resolution that I also made. And this is what we will add to our text up here. So I'll call this resolution. So the resolution text itself is bigger than the rest, and I'm not sure if I can change the background of this. So what I'm actually going to do down here is I'm going to perhaps add a button to this as well, just so I can have a black background. And this button I'm of course gonna move up. I'm gonna try something else actually. I'm gonna add another image on top of, which is, yeah, this does not work, okay. And this button, I'm gonna give it the same color as the other buttons. So about here, yeah. So now we have our resolution menu also set up. But this button itself, I'm gonna take away the variable. This button does not need to be a variable. So I_resolution, and this button is not a variable. So for this this button I'm just gonna call B_resolution. I'll just call this T so there's no confusion. So it's just for the text itself. So now I'm gonna click on my options menu, make sure it's variable, and my main menu, make sure it's variable, and I'm gonna move this on top of the other menu. So now I'm gonna head over to the graph, and I'm gonna start bringing in my buttons one by one. So for the first button, I'll click on B start and I'll do on clicked, and then we'll have our options on clicked, then load on clicked, then quit on clicked, and we have our resolution buttons as well. So I'll bring these in as well, one by one. Okay, so for the first button, start, first thing we can do is remove from parent. So this would basically remove the main menu from the main screen. And when we click options, we want to set visibility. So two things. So if we want to, I'll just bring in the main menu and control click and drag. So when we click the options button, we want the main menu to be hidden and the options menu to be visible. And of course, we're missing one more thing in our resolution menu, the options menu, which would be just one more button down here. I'll do Control V. Just gonna select my options menu. I'm gonna make this bigger. So this I'm gonna call v_return. This will return us to our main menu. This I'll call I_return. Okay, and then down here for the return button, so p_return. So on clicked. So when this is clicked, we just want the opposite of this to happen. So I'm just going to copy and paste these down here. So change this to visible and change this to hidden. So this forms, I'm going to press C and type options and back. And this will be, I'm going to comment and type start. And then we have our, this I'm going to leave for later, so we'll do a function for saving and loading our game as well. So for now I'm just going to call this load. And then we will do our quit, which would be a simple execute console command, just quit. Then we will do our option resolution settings. So we'll do execute console command. We're gonna do r.setRes. I'm gonna copy and paste this 3 times, so one for each. And I'm gonna connect these values to these. First one will be 640 times 480 and F at the end to force full screen. 1920 times 1080. 1280 times 720F. Finally, we'll have 1080 times 720F as well. And I'm gonna comment around this and call this resolution. Okay, now we're gonna start our main menu when the game starts. So we'll go to our blueprint, the level blueprint, and at event begin play, we want to create widget, which will be our main menu, and we want to add to viewport, like it will be self. And of course, one more thing in our main menu in the design tab, we want to make sure that the set order, that our options menu is actually hidden by default, and the set order is 1 for this. Compile this, and in here we'll do so set show mouse cursor ticked, and the target for this is the player controller. So get player controller. And in our main menu, in the graph for start, we'll also add Set show mouse cursor, and the target again will be the player controller. Okay, so this goes here, and now we can test out our main menu. So now when we click play, our main menu shows up. We can go to options, we can change the resolution, which obviously won't work here, as you have to launch the game separately to see the resolution change, as it won't do in the screen. And this will be our return button, so that's working. We can do start, and the main menu is removed. We can move around, and we can do quit, and the game quits. Now we'll actually start working on our pause menu. So for our pause menu, we need to go to our content browser and open our pause menu that we made earlier. And I'm just gonna actually go to designer in here, and just gonna control C this options menu, paste that right here, and also going to control C the main menu and post that right here as well. Paste that right here, sorry. Okay, so for this one, first button will be resume. Then we'll have the options, which is OK, and then we will have the option to save. Save, and then we will have and we will add exit to main menu. Okay, let's me open this. Put on here. So exit to main menu, and finally we'll add one more, which will be quit game. Sometimes it is really annoying, just doesn't. So I just dragged it from our content browser onto here. Okay, so finally we'll have our quit game. I'm going to select the main menu, I'm going to make it bigger so we can see all of these. I'm going to move this around here, and going to move the options menu down here, around the middle. Okay, now we'll go to the graph, and we'll first of all, of course you have to name them as well. So first, the resolution, the options menu is fine, don't change much in that, but we need to change these ones. So this one is now re_resume. Options is fine. This will call save instead of load, and this we will call exit to main. And the last one, quit game. And this should be fine. So now we can move our options menu back in the middle and go over to our graph. So when the resume button is pressed, I'm going to drag this up here. We'll do set game paused, and we'll do not paused, and before that we'll also do remove from parent and set show mouse cursor, and the target is player controller. So this will be our resume. And then we'll do our options. So in this again we'll do set visibility twice. I'm just going to bring out my main menu and the options menu. So the first one, we want the main menu person to go context sensitive and then set visibility. So for the first one we'll do hidden, and then the options menu to be visible, and we'll just Control-C, Control-V, and we'll just swap these around. So the first one now will be visible and the second one hidden, which will be our return button, so B return. And we'll connect this here, and this again we'll call options and back. Okay, once we've done this, we'll do once again our resolutions. Actually, for that, perhaps what we can do is it will allow me to copy and paste. But I would actually like to just, if I can just copy and paste these, that would be really useful. Okay, I don't think it allows me to do that, so I'm just gonna on-click each of these buttons. So when these buttons are clicked, we'll do execute console command and r.setRes 640 times 480 F at the end and a space in the middle. I'll just copy and paste this 3 more times. And all I now need to do is change the resolution in each. 1080 times 720. And down here I'll do 1280 times 720. And finally it'll be 1920 times 1080. This will call our resolution. And of course we have another button which is exit to main menu. And this will be we'll do, so first thing we'll do is remove from parent, which is the target widget itself, and then we'll do create widget, which will be our main menu. We'll do add to viewport, target itself, and set show mouse cursor. Get player controller. Okay, so we've removed this from parent and we create the main menu viewport, and this should be good. And the last thing we have done here is our button for save, which we will look at in a future video. I'm just going to call this save right here. Now if we compile, and we need to go to our level blueprint, and down here we'll do P, so P will be my key for search P. This will be the key. When it's pressed, we'll do create widget, create our pause menu, same thing again, add to viewport, and set show mouse cursor, get player controller, and the return value is this. So I'm going to call this P for pause menu. Okay, now we compile and we can click play. Click start. Now we can move around. If I click P, our menu shows up. Of course, we can still move around in the back. So I'm just going to go to my blueprint and just show mouse cursor to text. Play start. Pause. Our mouse shows up. If we resume, the game starts to play again. So when pause is pressed, I'll go down here. So when P is pressed, we'll also do in here set game post, and we'll check this to true. Let's try now. Let's see. So start, press P, the game is paused. Do resume, the game resumes. So start P. Options, we have our options here. Exit to main menu takes us back to the main menu. Okay, so this is roughly working right now. I'm just gonna go back to my pause menu just to get one thing. Of course, when we click resume, we don't want the game to be paused anymore. So inside our pause menu, this needs to be unchecked. We don't want the game to be paused once resume is clicked. So let's try it. Play, start. Right now it's playing. Click P, game is paused. Click resume, you can move around again. Click pause again, go to main menu, upload or options, or quit. So this is our main menu setup as well, basic main menu. And I think I'll leave the video around here now. And in the next video, we'll hopefully look at perhaps adding some enemies and doing a save and load game slot. And then from there, we'll proceed on to adding a lot more to the game. Of course, I won't show you guys the 100% making of this game, because there are some things that I don't want to ruin for anyone, if anyone decides to buy this game perhaps. So I'll leave some unique things, but I'll show you guys all the basic procedures about how I go about making this game. So this is it guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.